So, welcome back. Let's continue our journey on the Earth's magnetic field. Now, one of the amazing things that results from the solar flares, the solar wind interacting with our magnetic field around the Earth is that the charged particles create a light show that's known as the aurora borealis or the aurora australis. Aurora borealis are what would be known as the northern lights in the southern end of our planet. The aurora australis, think Australia down under, would be the southern lights. And I like to think of these lights as God showing off. I've got a picture here of an example of the aurora borealis. When I was growing up, I lived in Alaska. And I remember the first time I went out and I saw this happening, I ran into the house and asked my parents what was going on. And they explained to me what was going on. But to me, this is just more proof of God and evidence that He enjoys beauty and He is so creative. And this is one of just the amazing things that we get to enjoy as a part of His creation. I have in the lecture I've included a link to a short video, about 35-second video of looking at the northern lights from the International Space Station. You can take a look at that at your convenience. But again, just a reminder that if we didn't have that amazing magnetic field, that our atmosphere would be gone. We've talked about the ozone layer and how we need that to protect us as another layer of protection from the ultraviolet radiation from the sun, and we definitely need the oxygen too. But there's other sources of radiation in the universe, and our magnetic shield that God has provided for us protects us from those as well. So at this point, let's just go, thank you, God. Anyway, now, one of the interesting things that's been observed since we've been collecting data is that over the last 200 plus years, we've observed that the strength of the Earth's magnetic field has been decreasing. But that actually gives us a clue as to where the magnetic field comes from. And as you read about in the textbook, there's two theories, and I want to take a tour of those two theories. The first is the dynamo theory. It comes from the idea that the Earth's core is mostly molten iron and nickel. And we've already looked at the core, and we've seen how there's a solid layer and a liquid layer. And those rotate. Okay? And when iron and nickel, which are elements known to be ferromagnetic, when they rotate, they actually create an electric current. And that electric current then causes the magnetic field around the Earth. Okay, it's one of the things, the way God built His universe, is that moving electric current, okay, moving charge, which we call electric current, creates a magnetic field. Now, there's evidence supporting the dynamo theory, and because the theory actually lines up with what we actually observe. We have actually gone, scientists have actually gone down and looked at rocks on the ocean floor and seen where, as it's come out from undersea volcanoes and hardened, that it has aligned in different directions magnetically, showing that the magnetic field here on the Earth has changed. And the dynamo theory supports that idea. Also, scientists have actually been able to recreate a magnetic field in the lab by stirring up molten metal. And I've got a link here if you want to go check that out at your convenience. Now, even though it aligns with the fact that it has flipped, all right, no working model of the dynamo theory can actually predict or explain why it has flipped. Another piece of evidence against the dynamo theory is it was used to predict what the magnetic field would be like on Mercury. And when Mariner did the flybys of Mercury, it didn't match. It did not match the prediction of the dynamo theory. Okay, and more evidence against this theory is that when Voyager 2 went out and surveyed the magnetic fields both for Uranus and Neptune, they were way out of alignment of what the dynamo theory was trying to predict or explain. So if you want to dig deeper into it, I've given you a couple links here that you can go explore some more. There's more out there, but those are a couple that get you started. Now that's the dynamo theory. Then there's this other theory called the rapid decay theory. It's based on a few assumptions. It assumes that the Earth was created only a few thousand years ago. And it assumes that the creation process put the core into motion, and that resistance, electrical resistance between the layers of the Earth is what's actually slowing the core down. And that is what is showing up as that decreasing magnetic field. Some support for this theory. It accurately predicts the Earth's magnetic field, both the strength observed today and the way it's been decaying over the last couple hundred years. Now, when scientists use the rapid decay theory, right, to predict the magnetic fields of Uranus and Neptune, guess what? When they collected the data from Neptune and Uranus, it lined up exactly with what the rapid decay theory would have predicted. So, two theories. If you want to dig deeper into this one, the rapid decay theory, I've given you a couple links. You can go check those out. But as I've said before, okay, when it comes to theories or data or reports or experiments, okay, remember the truth of 1 Thessalonians 5:21 that says, examine everything and hold fast to that which is good. I think another translation says, test everything and retain what is good. All right, so just because some guy has a bunch of letters like PhD after his name, don't just assume that he's got to be right. All righty. You had a chance to play with electricity and magnetism in the experiment. I trust you were able to turn your nail into a magnet and had fun with that. I do want to spend a little bit more time talking about this relationship between electricity and magnets, okay, and how electricity actually creates magnets. Okay, the heart of it, the foundational principle here is that a moving electrical charge, what we call electricity, creates a magnetic field. And rather than me, talking on and on and on, I've got a great video with some visuals that will show you exactly the relationship between that. So if you would go watch that video and then continue with the lecture, I'd appreciate it.